All right. Yang qi is, again, extremely important in the body, right? Yang qi is like the sun in the sky. So imagine on Earth, if we didn't have the sun, what would we do? We would have no energy, we would have no light, we have nothing, no life possible without the sun, right? So it's the same in the body. We can't have life if we don't have the yang. So warming herbs, be careful because they tend to be very strong. And that's why we tend to use them in low dosages, right? We do the opposite when we're trying to nurture the blood and essence. If we're trying to nurture the blood and essence, we're going to use big dosages, right? Because we want to bring in some lots of stuff. We need lots of to bring in some blood and essence and etc. etc. We want the material. But here it's different. We're trying to push a button to get the body to do something. We're trying to bring some fire or some air, right? So you don't need a lot of big, heavy herbs to do that. You just need some herbs that have these functional aspects. All right, so in terms of pharmacological activities, again, because it's going to help to shift things very strongly from our coldness to our more balanced states. We want to strengthen the yang and reduce the yin, right? It's a very strong shift pivot. So we're expecting, again, a very large shift from a pharmacological perspective, which we can see in for example, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenaline axis. So this is technically, again, because you're working on the hormones, the hormonal HPA, the HPA axis, you're going to affect the whole thing, right? Sympathetic system, same. It's affecting the whole rest of the body. That's the vegetative system. It's regulating organ functions, right? I would call it, I know that's going to be controversial, but I would still call it an ascending and dispersing movement. And I know some people will disagree and will start to freak out and say, no, Rogui is descending and blah, 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 is bringing down to the lower jiao. I remember I read an article a couple of years ago about Rogui, and I found a very, very smart article. It was saying that people got it wrong. It's not, Rogui is helping for floating fire, right? But it's not because it's heavy and bringing back this fire downwards. It's because it's opening the lower jiao and therefore giving some space for the fire to come back. So it's breaking the ice in the lower jiao. It's breaking this stuck ice cube in the lower jiao, and therefore naturally the yang can come back and bring back to its origin.
No, I'm thinking of the tropical fruits, which are actually cooling.
Tropical, yeah. It's they're cooling because they need to survive in hot weather, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, they tend to be more cooling. It's definitely yang qi, right? Because you have all this coldness. She was exposed to cold, make things worse. And the pulses are a bit, tight and wiry because this is also a coldness type of
constraint. Yeah,
it's a coldness constraint. Yeah, not a liver constraint.
Yeah.
All right, so there's globally yang deficiency, but why does he have mouth ulcers and throat pain then?
But there's not enough kidney not enough kidney yang to anchor the
to anchor the yang, really.
I
know it's a bit confusing mentally, but it is true. Like the kidney yang, which is one aspect of yang, is not strong enough to keep the yang within the lower jiao, and therefore it's going to result in
yang rising.
Thank you for watching this clip of our masterclass. We are running this in-depth and practical masterclass of herbology and formulas. So if you're interested in joining us or watching the full recording, please check the program in the description of this video or send me an email at yoanberling@gmail.com.